What's up, everyone? My name is Dave Legault, and I am here today with a fun, colorless artifact deck with a very small splash of blue for Saheeli and Emry here. So, what does this deck do? So this deck has a sweet combo in it that is very reminiscent to the mechanic Storm, which is why Storm, question mark. So what essentially makes this deck like the Storm mechanic is Paradox Engine. Whenever you cast a spell, untap all non-land permanents you control. So, what is this doing? So, we have a bunch of non-land permanents that add mana in Mindstone, Guardian Idol, Mox Amber, Hedron Archive. So, every time you cast a spell, you tap these for colorless mana, and blue when applicable for Mox Amber. And essentially, you start a loop with Emry. So when you cast Emry, you mill 4 cards, tap, choose target artifact in your graveyard, and you may cast it this turn. So this untaps with Paradox Engine every time a spell is cast, so you can see where this is going. Essentially, infinite mana. So, what do you do with this mana? Pretty straightforward package here of I'm going to draw the entire deck out. So, Chromatic Sphere helps fix mana in the instance where I want to cast Saheeli and I don't have 2 blue sources. But more importantly, this card essentially says for 2 mana, draw a card, send it to the graveyard, and get recast with Emry to produce an infinite mana loop. Aether Spellbomb also works to this effect, but you can also, in theory, bounce your entire opponent's board by paying blue to return each creature they have to their hand. Or you can draw out the deck, whatever you so choose. But essentially, going through this loop is generating infinite mana, but you don't necessarily need the mana for this deck because the win condition is Aetherflux Reservoir. Whenever you cast a spell, you gain 1 life for each spell you've cast this turn. Pay 50 life, yes, 50 life. Aetherflux Reservoir deals 50 damage to any target. Not only is this card just sweet to look at and it's so satisfying to pay 50 life to deal 50 damage. That is just an insane amount of damage. So, and not to mention playing all the spells is kind of fun. So, coming back from the brink of death and gaining all of the life. And by the way, when there are multiples of these in play, each one stacks on one another. So, you cast 3-4 spells, you can go from 1 to 40 life, depending on what you're doing. Sure, the math is a little off on that, but that's an approximation of just how much of a recovery mechanic this reservoir is. If you don't happen to go off the turn and gain 50 life, you can still put yourself at a pretty high life total. So, this deck probably is going to have an issue with goblins, so I have a Ratchet Bomb in the sideboard to get with Karn to kill all the tokens that'll inevitably run us over. So hopefully we live long enough to see something like that. But yeah, Karn here is a pretty sweet planeswalker. He not only does he shut off mirror matches for this deck, since the entire deck is essentially artifacts, that static text on top that says activated abilities of artifacts your opponent's control can't be activated, that shuts off all their mana rocks. So hopefully they don't play one of these against you. If so, probably gonna have to auto concession. Not gonna lie, kind of hard to do anything with this deck when Karn is deactivating all your stuff. But what happens when that does happen? Well, we've got Saheeli here as a one-of, but whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you get a 1/1 artifact token. So try and go through like a small loop, and you can make like 2 or 3 creatures and just slowly kill someone that way. So yeah, that's basically the gist of this deck. This entire sideboard is essentially a variety package for Karn's -2, which says you may reveal an artifact you own from outside the game, or choose a face-up artifact card you own in exile, put it into your hand. This pretty much grabs any card from the sideboard, pending on situation, what we need at that time. So lots of different stuff here. If you want to stop and read any of these cards, feel free. There's a lot of different situations where all of these are going to be useful in some way, shape, or form. But most importantly, we have 1 Paradox Engine, 1 Mystic Forge, and 2 Aetherflux Reservoir in our sideboard. These 4 cards are pinnacle to assembling our combo together. So we want Karn to be able to at least grab a copy of it at some point. So it's almost like these 4 copies of Karn are the extra copies of Aetherflux Reservoir, Paradox Engine, Mystic Forge, etc. But it just costs 4 instead of 5 for Paradox Engine, so to say. So yeah, this deck's fun. It's got a lot of lines. You get to take all the game actions, and you might win the game. Might deal 50 damage to someone. Let's hop in the ladder. See if we can punk some people out. Get some salty people along the way, maybe. Gotta love that sensor. I love it. Alright, so getting that Emry counter kind of sucks, but I wonder if they're just mono blue control, maybe? If I anticipate the next thing getting countered, probably looking at Hedron Archive getting countered, because that's something I can get back. Or maybe even more. Not bouncing that with the Spellbomb. I think I'm going to save that for whatever creature gets a Curious Obsession or Curiosity. Mystic Forge. These 2 are combo pieces, so I think trying to bait that counterspell to the archive is still the plan. Man, double sensor. Feels bad. Feels bad. I think we're just gonna try and get this something to stick. That helps, alright. Might be bouncing this Brazen Borrower, depending on what they do. Because right now we are on a 4-turn clock. Yeah, I think draw. Yeah, let's just send it. God, they still got a full grip of cards. I think it's just dropped one of these since I drew a second. I can't expect that to resolve. Yeah, you know what? Not feeling the counterspell game. Now that I know what they're doing, I will adjust accordingly. So, Karn is not a very good tempo play against the counterspell Brazen Borrower deck. I think we have to minimize the combo because those cards just do not line up against their threats very well. Cards to bring in. Definitely bring another one of those in. I don't know if their graveyard's relevant or not, so Crypt might not be that great of an idea. I can see those coming in. Actually, you know what? Get Karn in here. As much of a bad tempo play Karn is, it can't be fetched with the other cards, so at least all the cards here can be fetched with Karn. Alright, we'll see what happens. I might get there. Or I'll just get censored or whatever. Oh wait, actually, yeah, this costs one less. So yeah, they wouldn't be able to counter this. They could back negation it and lose the game. That'd be hilarious. So let's get Emry down because we need... Oh, nice. Triple Guardians. So yeah, we're gonna start cranking out Guardians. Guardian Idols from the graveyard if Emry sticks around. Interesting. That's spicy. Alright. Well, now we know what the theme of their deck is. Always gotta bluff. Potential counterspell. Don't let the auto tapper screw you over. It has screwed me over plenty of times. When you go to activate, the land will highlight orange that it will tap when you use it. So definitely double check that before activating any abilities to prevent missteps, because yeah, digital magic can be unforgiving. Do I want to bounce Tetsuko? I don't think Tetsuko is really a threat right now, especially at 1 power. It'll be a threat once a Brazen Borrower lands. Their Spellbomb's sweet. So we get 5, so like Castle. There's a lot of different lines I can take, but I have a feeling if I try to cast a spell that it's probably not going to resolve into open blue mana. So let's make their counter spells a little less relevant. Make them counter stuff that I can just get back with Emry. Sweet, got another one down. Not going to be attacking with that, so I'll just tap that off. I think now I'm going to start aggressively either spellbombing their threats. Yeah. Honestly, just having the knowledge of that card makes me okay with this, just so they aren't racing. I'll leave Tetsuko in play, because 1 damage is really not the end of the world right now. Don't think I'm going to sack this for a land, or sack this to draw a card because I already have a land. I would do that if I'm looking for an additional land drop to try and cast multiple spells in a turn, but I think keeping all of their creatures at bay is the game plan right now. Actually, I'm gonna try and get them off this, off a counterspell if they have it. So I'm going to. I think I'm going to play one of these Karns. I think I value this one less, so maybe I can encourage them to counter this, so they can't bounce. Oh, sweet, they're just going to let me get some value
Our
out of
actions
it.
determine the course of history.
Not going to make a token, because Brazen Borrower will make that a very negative tempo-esque play. I like both of those. Imagine will give me, yeah, the card I can't play right now. Get Spellbomb back. Yeah, got a good lock going on with these 2 Spellbombs. I'm gonna have to get 2 creatures down. Sure thing. So, since they didn't play that as a creature, I'm feeling pretty good about bouncing Tetsuko back as a tempo play. Make them use their mana. They play a land and Tetsuko, then not a big deal. Yeah, that's fine. Just recast it. That's unfortunate. Alright, so we got a Mox Amber in exile with this Karn. Let's see, 3, 4, 7 mana. So if I drop Karn and go searching for something, I can get something with 3 CMC. Or something 2 CMC and play the Aether Spellbomb. Yeah, let's do that actually. Or I can get a combo piece and play the Idol and the Spellbomb. God, there's so many lines in this deck. Yeah, let's get a combo piece. So I'm gonna get Paradox Engine because we have a lot of gasoline in the tank right now. If we get all these cards down, we're gonna be in a pretty good place. Okay, both their Brazen Borrowers are on an adventure, so I feel good playing this. Under the assumption they won't have a third one. We'll even open Brazen Borrower mana to flash that in. Alrighty. I can grab another combo piece with Karn, which I think is a good idea. Start with that. So since we have an engine, let's get a reservoir. Yeah, let's see how much of this we can jam. Not interested. I don't think this is going to resolve, but we have Emrys, we have Buried Ruins. The fact that resolved makes me feel really good about just dropping my entire hand right now. Oh, now they counter it. I'm absolutely astonished that they didn't do it for Paradox Engine. That is very interesting. Since I have Mox Amber available with Karn, I think I'm actually looking for an Emry right now. Those are not Emrys. Yeah, I think I just gotta start getting aggressive. I don't think going for the combo is gonna do much against this deck. Especially because they don't seem to have an answer to onboard threats right now. High Alert, that's a fun one. Each creature you control assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. So this 1/3 essentially becomes a 3/3. All of the Karns. Alright. But the backup Paradox Engine, I think it's a safe bet. Turn that on.
Say hello to my little
leaving the Aether Spellbomb up for any flash threats they have. And this should be good games. Another Brazen Burrower. Sure thing. Oh, they're close to death, so... can I just... pretty sure I can just get Aetherflux Reservoir back and go absolutely nuts. If not this turn, then definitely next turn. So this Karn essentially costs 2 less.
evil must not be tolerated. You will not threaten this world.
It's just missing this Forge, yeah. Can't play it this turn, but that'll basically seal the deal next turn if they don't have a counterspell on top of multiple blockers. Aggressively attacking Karn here is really a good sign for us. They left him back, that means they don't have enough resources to defend themselves, so they're basically stating, I've got something I can throw in to block this, so let's see what's on top of our library. Emry, alright. This idol makes Maze Tome, or Maze Mine Tome free. Tap these again. Basically get to activate this Maze Mine Tome 4 times. Because why not? Paradox Engine. This card's perfectly fair and balanced. And would not be shocked if it gets into the ban discussion. Let's just draw it. I might be able to just 50 them. And I think that's going to happen. Especially because now we're ramping up. Nah, no need to activate that. I don't think this person realizes they're dead. They're just kind of letting this ride out. Just fine. It's totally fine. I love playing this combo out. Now I can just play this, gain more life. 50 you. Stifle me? Hey! So that's the fun shit this deck can do. Alright, so now that we have a better idea of what their deck is doing, they're more creature-oriented than anticipated. Console Flagship actually might be a good one. So when this enters the battlefield or attacks, it deals 3 damage to a creature or planeswalker they control. Won't be crewing this up much, but it's good spot removal for the miscellaneous stuff that I've been seeing. Having this knock out a Brazen Borrower will be nice. Having it hit a Tetsuka will be nice. So I gotta get rid of 1 card. Actually, might just be dropping the Spellbomb back to the sideboard and make that accessible with Karn. Otherwise, don't do a hell of a lot of sideboarding with this deck. Basically, you have all 75 cards at your disposal at all times, for as long as Karn the Great Creator is a viable option. Being on the draw, I have 2 opportunities to get a land or another 1-mana artifact to make this cheaper, so I think this is worth it, especially because the top end here is going to be nice. That will be nice for the second land drop. Actually, this being able to draw a card, technically get another look at a second land. But right on time, second land. I want to jam this Emry, but seeing those sensors in the first game, I feel like I gotta jam something else. So I think I'm jamming Ratchet Bomb to draw a counterspell out. Yeah. I'm okay with that, because if an Emry resolves later, I will be able to get this back, or if a Buried Ruin land shows up, I can pick that up. Alright, they let their shields down, so there is no 1-mana counterspell for creatures. Yeah. Not sure what I was thinking. Alright, so we got a Maze Mind Tome in the graveyard for Emry. That is very unfortunate. So that means 2 Emrys are down. Unfortunately, not a way to pick up Emry from the graveyard if it hits the graveyard, so kind of a valuable resource for this deck to pop off. I think this is just double mana rock. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, I think I'm resolving a Karn here. Hopefully. Unless it gets Spell Pierce. That'd be unfortunate. Ceremonious Rejection. Yeah, this card's going to be pretty popular with decks like this roaming around. 1 mana counter target Kalos. Basically 1 mana counter everything in this deck. Alright. Let's take a moment here to read Sherrick. So this is a card you will not see often. So spells your opponents control that target, it costs 2 more to cast. 3, it gets +X, -X, where X is the number of islands you control. So That is a big boy with high alert. That will one-shot me if they can assign combat damage via toughness, so... man. And it's unblockable with this? God, what a fun deck. With them having one card, I'm really banking on them just flat out missing. Yeah. I'm gonna hope they have Lochs. Nice. Alright, let's let them do
I
their
have
thing.
come to help.
Alright. Plot wheel lets creatures assign combat damage via toughness, so yep, that is an out. Good stuff. I love brews like that, so I'm very okay dying to a crab. A massive crab. Ah, lots of rewards. We'll open those later. Get some more games in. Dunkin' Donuts blueberry coffee, literally the only thing right now keeping me mentally here in the moment. Oh, look at that, I get to play against myself. Playing against David. I applaud this person, whom I assume's name is David as well, for being able to get that username. I'm actually jealous. I would probably just get Dave, though. If Dave is available, that's a possibility for a username in the future. Alright, this hand looks sweet. Hopefully, we'll get aggroed out. Both Paradox Engines. That's kind of awkward, but who knows? Maybe they run main deck of Braids instead of being a red deck. Paradox, sure. Hey, look, another one. So let Karn come down next turn. Whirly boy. Love me some Chain Whirler. That's the gameplay. Blocks Robber.
I have allowed you to introduce you to a friend of mine.
That is fine. Go to 12. Oh. You have to be conscientious of Ember Cleave. Playing out Emry here actually would be bad, because I think I need to have mana open to bounce 2 creatures. So let's just use Colorless, Spellbomb down. And as much as I hate doing this, I'm going to have to pass. I really want to drop Emry there. Yeah, that is most certainly a good reason to bounce. I love that they're playing a red deck very similar to what I've brewed up to. It's like I'm playing against a copy of myself. They got Saheeli. Alright, well, this is definitely happening. The question is, do I bounce the Chain Whirler or do I hold back for Torbran again? I think it has to be held up for Torbran. Don't think we're gonna get there. I'm gonna have to get really lucky. Well, Mox Amber is in the graveyard, so it is possible I might be able to live to the next turn. Possible, probably not likely though. If they play Torbrand, there's a chance. Bounce Torbrand, have Emry block Fervor Champion, go to 1, pray to God they don't have this Spike Field Hazard. I think that is the game. They took an Emry, okay. So, yep, that's happening. Alright, fingers crossed, go on. Oh boy, alright. Mox Amber, go. Are we gonna do it from here? I think we're gonna do it from here. Oh, sweet zombie Jesus. Alright, everybody, I just want the record to reflect we are currently at 1 life. Alright, so what are we looking at around here? So once I get Aetherflux Reservoir activated,
I will fight with honor.
I'm really happy nobody's conceding when I'm doing this. I love going through this card. So, the Infinite Mana Loop has started. I'm basically just going to pick and choose every card I want at this point, so I'm going to get Mystic Forge to be able to play more spells. Do we have anything else? No, Emry can't get anything else, so not tapping that down anymore. So with that on top, colorless, get Hedron Archive down, untap all of our stuff, gain more life. I have a feeling this deck is going to get banned. That was from 1 life, and we are going to go up to 50 without any doubt in my mind. Yep, there's the concession. Yeah, so we were just going to go grab more crap from the sideboard and just completely demolish them, even another Aetherflux Reservoir. So, alright, mono red. Mono red. Can't rely on Karn to fetch Ratchet Bomb to be able to make it worth anything, so lowering the curve here is very ideal. We saw how good the reservoir was there, so we'll bring that in as part of our recovery mechanic. Bring that in. I think a Chroma's Memorial will definitely be a sideboard card. I don't want that in my starting hand, but I definitely want that if I manage to get to the end game and say Saheeli's down or something. Actually, I wonder. I don't know if they can win if I drop Platinum Angel. That's actually good to remember. If they don't bring in like a Braid or something, that Platinum Angel is going to be a good target. I think going down 1 Karn. One Sphere. 1 Idol. Keep some of these artifacts on the sideboard. God forbid I have to get them for whatever reason. Say Paradox Engine needs to be untapped. I only have 1 mana left over. Grab a Chromatic Sphere from the sideboard. Untaps everything, keeps the ball rolling, draw more cards. God, these 75 cards as a whole, like this deck feels like it's 75 cards with Karn. Like there's not a single point where you don't have an answer to something. Might be worth looking into a way to maybe reuse Karn in some way, shape, or form. I don't know if there's something I can, something in Magic Arena's database that'll let me recur Karn. God forbid, go to the long game. Yeah, I wish that was there for one turn. Dreadhorde Arcanist is an interesting choice. I haven't seen them play any spells. I've only seen them play creatures. Alright, so we're working with 4 mana. So we can drop Emry, Mind Stone, and Maze Mind Tome. Yeah, let's do that. Nice, those are some good ones to get into the graveyard. Alright, I think we're going off next turn. Do an upkeep stuff for Maze Mind Tome. Alright, we might not be going off next turn. But that is a spell Dreadhorde Arcanist can recast, so... Not entirely a blank card. Scry here, we don't need a land drop, so we'll send that. Do another Scry, see if we can find some more action. Don't need a land drop. And we still get lands. See, do everything in your power, Magic Gods just say no. Hell no. Alright, so they don't have a spell to replay with Dreadhorde Arcanist, so I feel pretty good about playing this card out. Probably eat my words to a haste creature, but that's fine. That's just fine. I think... yeah, let's just get Paradox Engine. If I can resolve this engine and draw any form of cheap spell to start getting the mana rolling, we'll be in a good spot. That's the haste creature I was fearing. Alright, so that sets us back a little bit. Upkeep stop, because I think I'm going to scry again in this Maze Mind Tome.
I will return.
That is a win condition, yes. Deal. Don't know if it's going to live. Alright, so this will get the engine down. Could try and sphere and draw into something. Actually, if I sphere and try and draw into Emry, that would be a good draw. There's a sphere into that's a good draw too. Okay, so I can draw a card with the Maze Mind Tome and use Spellbomb for whatever I need it for. Pad the life total. And drop that's not helping right now. I think I just take the 3. I think the Spellbomb's going to be hitting that Annex. That was a good draw. So let's get tap, tap. I guess that.
Today I crown my victory.
Let's see how many servos we can drop. So we've got a lot of. Oh my god! All right, we might be able to win this turn. Snaggle Reservoir. Get some mana. Oh yeah, we totally just won. 10 out of 10. Target artifact you control becomes a copy of another target artifact you control until end of turn. So, fun interaction with Saheeli. So, target artifact you control becomes a copy. So, this servo is going to become a copy of Aetherflux
Some
Reservoir.
lessons for you all.
Now, we can add more mana. get a Chromatic Sphere back. Now that we've got 2 of these running, I don't think they're, the bugged icon because it didn't recognize that artifact token. Oh my god. This is a release-ready product, everybody. Just a reminder. And that's why this deck is fun. Probably not the most ideal way to do that, but whatever. At this point, it's just mindlessly clicking through stuff. Yep. Stuff on taps, gain lots of life. Blue. I may have fucked this up and ended up 1 short. They just conceded before I even got to that. That's hilarious. Alright, so that's what that sequence definitely makes people rage concede for sure. Yeah, that was good. That was good. Get 1 more game. This deck is sweet. Get my coffee game on. Absolutely overloaded in caffeine. Woof, this hand is very slow, but against the Yorion deck, their deck is going to be slow too. This is one of those borderline hands, but since we have the knowledge that it's Yorion, we know it's not going to be a super aggressive deck. It's going to be mid-range or control. That's a good one. Dang, didn't tap out. Alright, hopefully this doesn't get countered. Sweet. Seeing another Emry go sucks, but at least did hit on a Chromatic Sphere. Inventors Fair down. Play some Sphere. Hopefully off of this Hedron Archive. Not cracking the Sphere at this point, not necessary. Seal Away is answerable. I can get a Ratchet Bomb with Karn and attempt to kill that. They have open mana right now, so I have a feeling I can't combo through what they're about to do. The fact they played Seal Away makes me think this is more control right now. So what do I want to counter? I believe I want Paradox Engine countered, if anything. Because that I can at least get back later, assuming it doesn't get exiled upon countering. And whoever at Wizards thought it was a good idea to print a card with this text on it, had to have been on something. Because this ultimate line of text just breaks the game. Another fun fact about this deck, counter spells are basically you can ignore counter spells with this deck with Buried and Ruins getting artifacts back, and Emry's getting artifacts back, so you can need to move quickly. Artifacts into counter spells, and it's not the end of the world. It is a beautiful thing. As we all know how frustrating control is. And this deck just kind of ignores control factors, so pretty sweet. I can Inventors Fair. How much mana would I have left over? I have 4 mana left over. They're on 2. I could Karn for something of cost of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let's try that actually. Sick.
Let us begin.
Yeah, Teferi's not within
Stand
killable
down.
range. Won't make it a creature. The real question is, knowing that this is going to resolve, do I drop Paradox Engine? I think it sucks that Teferi's probably going to end up tucking it, but I think... maybe it's just Mystic Forge. God, so many choices. The fact that there's a time limit on Arena really doesn't help with the evaluation process of choosing with Karn. Kind of have to have these lines like memorized.
Let's take
Yeah,
it
I
back.
kind of anticipated that was going to happen. But if this Karn manages to stick around, they'll at least be able to get the other parts. So we know there's a Paradox Engine coming up, so let's grab a Reservoir now. Looking for that counter spell. Sick. Alright. I do not want more lands. I do want that Paradox Engine. So, let's go grab it. And I will have one left over. Oh man, I think we're gonna go off from here. Chromatic Sphere. MVP card. Galva. Actually, you know what? Let's just go kill Teferi. Teferi's a nuisance.
I'll have a better plan.
I'm
next
sure
time.
there's a line where I could just go off and 50 them.
The focused
let's be
and
real.
disciplined.
Teferi
encounter
needs to
no
go
obstacles.
if there's any sort of doubt about being able to kill your opponent that turn. Can't kill your opponent, there's a Teferi on board, you kill the Teferi. Teferi will take over games.
Put thoughtfulness before action.
Well, don't have to worry about that. I think they're still off. 2, 4, 6, 7. Oh, they're 1 mana off. So they could, in theory, play that this turn. Alright, that's a good draw. So let's get our mana situation. So we're going to be repeating 3. Alright, so I need to draw cards and kill them this turn. So I have to kill Narset first. So Paradox Engine is getting the green light.
Awaken.
Also, just in case, Guardian Idol. I don't think they're gonna have anything, but better safe than sorry, I guess.
I won't forget our time together.
Alright, let's see what they can give me off of this.
Good choice.
2 spells? Nope. They gave me Emry. Alright, well, that's interesting because they're just gonna let me go off. That mentality. Definitely would have given me the island there. I'm not sure why Emry was chosen. Maybe they just want to see the combo keep going. Flux Reservoir and another. Sick. Alright. Sure, let's draw Inventors Fair. So, play that to ramp up land. So, with 3, 4. Yeah, let's search. I think we're getting another Aetherflux Reservoir, because that'll untap the lands and then I can keep going and hopefully kill them. Actually, shoot, this is gonna be just short. I got too many. Cry on our opponent. Yeah. Yeah, well, at least we get an Emry out of this.
I have let my friends down.
At least I'll be able to start recasting all of my stuff. Let's get Mystic Forge so we can rebuild as fast as possible. There we go. 27 cards left in the deck, and we gotta get some number 110%. Returning this.
My prowess is unmatched. Keep an open mind.
This one's starting to slip away a little bit. I think I still end up just playing that. The castle's fine. Oh yeah, get rid of all those lands. I'm very happy that Narset does not stop at any of these cards.
I will defend my allies.
3 mana.
I will rid you of your corruption.
So with 3 mana, can't do anything terribly effective here, so let's just get another combo piece. I'm going to try and make them have another destroy all permanents card.
Hone your prowess.
Negate. Alright.
This isn't
Not
a fight.
100% sure if Negate's
No
going to be
time for a
enough.
break.
I might be able to just work through it, but I only have 18 cards left, so... Whoa, resources are running thin. Alright, I still think I have to grab something from the sideboard, but I think I have to get something that gets around Negate and is game breaking-ish. I think the only card that fits that bill is Platinum Angel. Based on what I'm seeing. Maybe Meteor Golem. Actually, Forsaken Monument would be hilarious. But that doesn't get around Negate, unfortunately. So, God, I really want to do that, but... No, let's get Platinum Angel. Can't imagine this resolving, but I am going to try. Wow. Alright. Deal. What can I cast from the graveyard? Maybe try and get Paradox Engine out? Do I have enough for Paradox Engine? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we gotta get this Negate out of their hands, so... Actually, let's do Aetherflux Reservoir. At least that'll give us an extra mana. Yep. Negate is in. Actually, no. I think we leave Mox on top, because that's basically a free spell that I'm just going to put into my hand anyways. So, if they want to tuck, like Platinum Angel or whatever, that's fine. Because I'm blacking the cards in my library anyways. Platinum Angel is going to be great for when I eventually run out of cards in my library.
You know what? I'm not done.
Great one of in all artifact-based decks. Because nothing says this card is cheap. Like, I can't lose the game, your opponents can't win the game. Oh my goodness, they would run too. God, that's so unfortunate. So they've got 3 mana, they're gonna have 5 mana open after all that. Man.
This is hardly my worst.
Still have much to learn.
They got 50 oh, it's a Yorion deck. Okay, so Yorion's companion ability means they need to have at least 80 cards in the deck, so that makes sense they have 50. I'm looking at 16 cards here, but I've drawn a lot of cards, and I have played a lot of things. Can't imagine this resolving. Nope. I think I'm a Castle Vantress.
I know my responsibility. Let's skip to the good part.
This game 1 is an absolute slog. Nah, it's worth it to Castle. Got to go. Actually, you know what? Let's just come back from the other two. This game feels unwinnable. It has the potential to come back kicking and screaming the entire way, but I don't think it's worth it in this particular circumstance. I think Spyglass is coming in for Planeswalkers. Not entirely sold on a lot of these. Yeah, maybe just drop a sphere for a pseudo free spell on the sideboard. Sand is sweet, assuming I can resolve everything. As enticing as it is to hold on to some of this stuff for Saheeli to get servo tokens, it is not worth the tempo play to run out of Saheeli, get all those tokens, and then just have them wait. This is technically walking into Censor mana, so I'm going to play Saheeli first. Negate, okay. That's actually super okay, because that clears the way for Emry to stick. Losing a Karn sucks, but did good. Aether Spellbomb in the graveyard. Now they are up full counterspell. I think going for the reservoir, probably Emry. I can't imagine they have creatures other than maybe Torrential Geralt, so yeah, we'll just do Chromatic Sphere. To draw some more cards. I think I'm into this card later. I do want an Inventors Fair, but I don't think it's the right call for it. Basically just going to keep jamming this reservoir until it sticks. Because that is the glory of this deck and counterspells. Emry basically nullifies all the counterspells. I don't know if they're running like Clanner Cleansing, which also destroys all non-land permanents, but I have to be wary of that at 6 mana. Elspeth Conquers, that sucks. That permanently gets rid of... Reveal an artifact you own from outside the game, or choose a face-up art. Wow! That is a hidden line of text right there. So choose a face-up artifact card you own in exile and put it into your hand. So even exiling either Flux Reservoir still doesn't get rid of a permanent in this deck. This deck is the epitome of resilience. I only have that in the graveyard, so let's see. Let's draw some cards. Karn is great.
I advise that you
Let's draw more cards.
I'll make use of that later.
I'm going to play the Spellbomb here because it can't be too safe. I don't know. No particular reason. Take your preference which one you want to play. The second mode kind of sucks when we're trying to go off, but
If you show remorse, I'll show. Hurry!
more of a bump in the road than anything. This deck still has means of getting around a 2-man attacks. I think I'm going to start aggressively drawing cards looking for combo pieces. Maybe I'm just in the market for a Karn. Buried Alive would be nice, but
The choices we make reveal who we are.
there's the Inventors Fair that I inevitably wanted at some point. Does this just play rocks? Where do I get in? Yeah. Just play a mana rock. Not attack, because I want to replay. Chromatic. So, Emry and Forge.
I have practiced against many foes like you.
Don't know if this card's going to be sticking around, but if it does,
We need to move quickly.
they can at least get one of the combo pieces back.
Meditate
And something that gets
prepare.
around Narset. Them playing Steelway here makes me think that they're not anywhere near a destroy all non-land permanents card. Paradox Engine, here we go. Alright, so I've got to anticipate they have counter spells.
What was lost is now returned.
Let's get Forge. Let's tap correct mana. Because the possibility of wanting to use this Buried Ruin is very real. They vetoed that, so let's see if they let this resolve. Syncope. Alright. Again, not terribly concerned because if I can get around to playing Karn the Great Creator, I can most certainly grab those cards from that exile.
Let's skip to the good part.
Might actually crack this sphere on their turn
I
just
have
to
just the trick for
get
this.
an extra look. versus static text is annoying as ever. Yeah, the one life's not entirely relevant, so I think I'm just going to do this. Surprised they didn't go searching. Their choice. Do I... God, I want to play this Mox Amber out for the sake of activating this Inventors Fair, so I can have more mana at my disposal, but I think I have to play Mind Stone. Because if by some miracle I can play a Paradox Engine, I'm going to want this Mox Amber to untap. This is why you don't do the auto tapper. Alright, well, I got 5 mana left, so this resolves. Probably not. Maybe. Oh, they found it. Yeah, this game's pretty much over. Had a lot of opportunities to push through in that matchup, but that particular control deck having a destroy all non-land permanents card is actually kind of off meta a bit, so not particularly geared towards answering cards like that. So, evaluation of this deck. It's still sweet. This combo with Paradox Engine, Aetherflux Reservoir, and being able to play your entire deck out with like Mystic Forge or Chromatic Sphere, Spellbomb drawing cards. This deck is pretty insane. I'm sure it's got some fine-tuning to do based on metagame purposes. I don't know if Saheeli is worth it. However, worth noting, copying a servo that was made with this to become an Aetherflux Reservoir increased the chances of winning dramatically. I don't believe we won that game, but due to control decks drawing out the entire deck, and they had a larger deck than ours, so very, very circumstantial, not worth warranting a change, but I think this this core is pretty solid. Is one Saheeli correct? Don't know, but it's a great 5th copy of a win condition, per se. So I'm going to end the video there. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks.